What happens when three buffoons give life advice, explore unrealistic situations, and give random topics more thought than they probably deserve? It's the Spitballers Podcast with Andy, Mike, and Jason.
Beat up! Boot up! Skeet up! Ba-dow!
Oh, you did not stick the landing.
I thought it was pretty good.
The correct answer was skeet up, beat up, blow.
Oh, and I more syllables than you preferred.
Yes.
It's a...
The opportunity for a strong resolution was there. Instead, you left us with an open ending. I award you no points.
Welcome to the Spitballers Podcast.
I'm keeping track.
Yeah. Well, Jason,
Scat points.
you weren't part of. We did a podcast yesterday, the Footcast for the Fantasy Footballers, and I had to explain Mike in 60 seconds.
Oh, fantastic.
And well, you were supposed to.
Right.
There were probably 10 different questions that you were supposed to do in 60 seconds, but I mentioned how great of a musician Mike was, and I take that kind of criticism to heart when he tells me my scats are.
It's not to be mean.
No,
It's
no,
to
no.
improve.
Yeah, like that movie. What's that? The drumming movie. You know what I'm talking about?
yeah.
Not my tempo.
Not my tempo.
Which is not the name of the movie.
Yes, it is.
Whiplash.
Whiplash. Yeah, that Mike is that guy to me.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
So that was not Mike's tempo.
Ready?
Just less ripped.
Ready?
Oh man,
How dare you?
That-
No, that's fair. J.K. Simmons is shredded in that
guy
movie.
is not just in that movie. In real life, J.K. Simmons, which if you don't know who that is, it's like what?
He's
what?
an 80-year-old
He's
man
an
who could
80-year-old
beat the crap out of you.
Comedian
well
type
he's seen a thing or two.
of. Yes, exactly. He's the insurance guy.
Yeah.
And he's like this nerdy-looking older guy. If you take that shirt off, I would swap bodies with him. I will take my
You'll
head.
take the old heart, the old lungs, all that stuff.
His old
He's not
heart.
nerdy looking.
His old.
He looks like
He looks like an insurance guy in the commercials because he's an insurance guy.
sure, but he still looks like your friend who has just like the meanest grandpa in
Oh,
the
sure.
entire world. You're like, I'm not going over to Billy's house.
No, you
His
don't.
grandpa's there today.
You accidentally step off the path onto the lawn.
Oh no! Oh no!
Watch out.
No!
It's not his tempo.
No, but I
Get
would-
off my lawn. Get off my lawn.
Symbol comes flying in.
Yeah.
I would definitely
Like
take
Kung Lao?
His heart has to be healthier than my heart.
Probably.
Mostly because of McDonald's. I have a beef with McDonald's.
Literally?
Beef with their beef.
I have a beef with their sausage.
What happened?
Uh-oh.
Oh, do tell. This seems important.
This is this morning. This is a shame story.
This is this morning.
Yes, this is this morning.
You have a beef with McDonald's sausage today.
How often do we drive up on a morning where we're getting straight to the office and all three of our cars are we are together. We just happen to arrive at the same moment.
Very infrequent.
Right, it's not common. But that happened today.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
And today was a day I really did not want to see either of you two gentlemen as I had my bag of McDonald's shamefully hidden in the car as I pull up. But here's why I'm so mad at McDonald's. Clearly not a sponsor. If you want to purchase a sausage, egg, and cheese McMuffin, that will be $4.34.
Okay.
Wait.
If you want to purchase 2 of them, that will be $4 flat. It is
Hold on. It's like they give you 40 cents and an extra McMuffin?
100%.
You had 2 McMuffins.
I had to. This is not my fault.
You know
this
what?
is shame on them for making me eat 2
this
of
is,
them.
This is definitely shame on you as well, because we had to come in a little earlier today to record.
Yes.
Because Al Borland has an appointment. We got in, and you had the gym this morning. You took your gym appointment that we had to cancel, and you turned it into 2 sausage McMuffins.
I turned it into 1, and McDonald's turned it into 2. They said, "Sir, it's cheaper to buy 2." I
Did
said,
they? Oh, so they said that. They
yeah,
corrected
they
you.
corrected me.
Sir, I'm sorry.
I didn't. I said I just wanted
At
1.
what point did you think about offering the other sausage McMuffin?
I thought about offering, and no joke, I thought about offering it the second I drove away from that window. I was like, "Oh, I've got an extra one for the guys." But the problem is,
One thing led to another.
one was gone
Right.
before I left the parking lot.
The trouble with the sausage McMuffin, it's It's incredible. It is so good. I love a sausage McMuffin, but it's also me stating at 7:30 in the morning, I have given up on today. Like this day is done.
Right.
At 7:33,
which you can't
call
do.
it. I'm going home.
On a day when we are recording episode number 50.
Apparently Jason
it's
can.
a big episode.
That's why you're celebrating.
I celebrated time of death, 7:33 a.m.
We've got Would You Rather life advice in a draft today. Once again, I'm in a very cold streak on drafts.
Ooh.
We'll see what happens.
I'm on a hot streak.
It's just a likability.
Yeah, people like
People relate to Double Sausage McMuffin guy, and they vote for him.
Yes, they
Because
do.
what else do you have in this life?
Right. If you can't vote for double sausage egg McMuffin guy,
You're
then
just a guy who lost the poll that ate 2 sausage McMuffins. People don't want to leave you in that state.
I will take all the sympathy votes I can.
I know
get.
you will. At Spitballers Pod on Twitter, you can send us your Would You Rather questions, your draft ideas. We are always, I know, Borland, you are always begging for incredible draft ideas, right? And I'm going to say this. I want creative ideas, all right?
Not just ideas.
Not just that. I want creative ideas. Like, I like those ones that are real,
Give us an
subjective.
example.
Like, like when we did you're stuck in a place. You're stuck in a jungle and, you can only do whatever. And then you got to pick items. You got to pick 4 items for the jungle.
Okay.
Mike, are you obsessed with Thor?
Look, this won't read on the podcast version, but if you want to check us out on YouTube, youtube.com/Spitballers, someone put it's not a bobblehead, it's more like a bobble body.
Bobble body.
Of
That's what
Thor,
they call me.
And it has just been shaking the entire time. It's impossible to stop it.
Wait,
'Cause
you haven't
normally-
been touching it?
No.
Normally-
I tried to stop it. That wasn't me flicking it to go more.
Normally a bobblehead stops after a couple minutes.
Not Thor.
Thor is moved for like 10 minutes straight, and the momentum is...
I've noticed him moving. I just assumed that you have actually tapped him.
No,
and
I
So
got-
on the camera, you just have Thor.
Borland sends me a message. She's like, hey, we might want to stop Thor from waggling. And so that's what I tried to do. And it's impossible.
It's impressive.
So we need a time check. I'm going to check in. I'll give you an update in about 20 minutes.
Thank you.
If Thor is still going. Well, there's the audio.
On Wobble Thor?
The audio only. I'm going to let you know. The
Yeah.
play-by-play.
Very important.
Would you rather?
All right, Jared asks us, would you rather take a 5-hour road trip with a kid whose favorite question is why, or a 1-hour flight with a kid who's having a meltdown?
Jared is a monster.
Now,
This question.
in both situations, this is our child, I assume?
Yes.
Okay. Good. Because another kid having
Would you rather kidnap a kid
Oh, is that well?
for 5 hours in
I assumed the car ride was my kid because I don't usually take
I
other
gotcha.
kids on a car ride.
But you do take them on planes?
But other children are on the plane.
Would I
okay.
rather sit
I
like
thought
a
you-
row behind?
We don't-
someone?
I
only kidnap kids on planes.
We don't all get to buy out the plane, Andy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mr. Hoity-toity
Goodness.
plane
You
buyer
guys
outer.
don't fly private?
Oh, I wish. I got the legs for it.
I got that app.
All right, so this is an interesting one. I know my answer. I would rather...
Both of these are awful.
They're terrible. I would rather go on a 1-hour flight with a meltdown. And I have a clear reason why.
Okay. Do tell.
If I'm on that 1-hour flight with a meltdown, yes, it is embarrassing. Yes, it is horrifying and horrible and a terrible experience, and that 1 hour is revolting. But I believe that most people will blame the child after a while because the child is inconsolable. It is they're going crazy. They are having a full meltdown. There's nothing you can do. Whereas in the car, I will have the meltdown.
Yeah.
And it will be 100% my fault, and I will be an evil person. When I get impatient with my kids at home for asking me why, I feel like a terrible person later. Because they're just inquisitive young children with the spark of life within them. And they just want to know how things work. And I'm like, Daddy's busy doing something. when it's like I'm
Can't you see him eating a taco?
I'm browsing Amazon. I got a text I got to send.
It's so funny because I feel like I have the opposite answer to this question, but for the exact same reason. But
because you feel like you'll be blamed on the plane.
Because on the plane, there are other people. I will be, I don't feel as like when he's melting down the whole time, he or she is melting down. My child is having a problem. Everyone around me, I feel
is also having a problem.
I feel their eyeballs looking at me. Now, I don't see them because my eyes are down at my lap or my child, and I feel like the world is closing in around me because of the shame of – and I can't – here's what I can't do in that situation. I can't yell back at them.
Right.
But in that car where no one else can see, they're going to get the business. They're going to get 5 hours of the business, and they are going to learn that daddy can melt down more than they can.
And the answer to the business will be why.
Yeah, the meltdown will improve nothing, Jason.
No, of course not. Of course not. That car will be in flames by the time we get to its destination.
But the plane ride is interesting. So, Andy, I want you to really think about it. When you are on a plane, because we've all experienced the airplane with the meltdown child. I don't know if for an entire hour. I mean, that's a long one.
Even 10 minutes of
that's a long one.
Do you, in your head, you really go, man, do you feel the empathy for the child, like they are just displeased, or in your head are you going, that's a really crappy parent, get it together, pal?
If they're making any sort of effort, if the parent is making any effort whatsoever, I'm talking they're not just ignoring it as though it wasn't happening and affecting people around them, I have enormous compassion for them because I have kids. Mm-hmm. Now, the people that don't have kids are not pleasant.
Yeah, I remember being that person.
Because they just say,
and I wanted
can't
those
you
parents
get your
to get
kids
out.
in order? But ever since I've had kids, I almost go out of my way to say, I get it.
Right.
Like, look, you got enough problems going on to worry about me over here. I'll be fine. That's how I feel.
But you're also just one of the 150 people.
I'll be looking around on that plane going, y'all have kids, right? Y'all know, what it's like. It would be hard. It is embarrassing.
I will say this. I have empathy for the parent. I really do. Like when those situations happen, I go, I feel so bad for them. But at the same time, that empathy does not quench my anger at the situation because I just hate it. It's like,
that's why I said
feel
Jared's
so bad
the monster.
I feel so bad for the parent, but shut that kid up. But
all right, Caleb has another question. By the way, Mike, which would you go with? I guess you didn't officially decide.
I've done both, and I wasn't thinking of the road trip with the Y. I was recalling to the past of driving home from California in bumper to bumper with the baby.
With kid meltdown?
With the baby who's just shrieking, and there's nothing you can do because you're in bumper to bumper, and it's like that's a rage in your chest where your heart starts to hurt because it's just things are functioning improperly. Your brain, you have springs just popping out, steam is coming out your ears.
Your breaths are twice as big, but you get half the normal oxygen somehow. It's just
I guess if it's just asking why, I suppose I will take the 5-hour trip because I already hate flying. So when you add in the I'm worried because I feel the eyes of the plane all staring at me, I'm going to take the car.
Yeah, that's how I want to go down in a plane with a meltdown happening at the same time.
Like I can, but at least in a car, if it's a 5-hour trip, I can take a break, which I have done, and just like stay here, slam the door, and then I just stand on the outside.
You've pulled that move?
Wow. I've done it.
One of the reasons that I
needed a break, man.
I am a vehement minivan supporter in life is because I began our parenting adventure thinking I was going to be cool with the SUV, the smaller, the RAV4 style SUV. And when I went from that distance from me and screaming kids to the minivan distance, it was life changing.
I just figured out what all parents are doing wrong. We all
Cop
need,
cars?
No, because you can still hear. You need a limo.
100% right.
You and the spouse are up front in the limo. You put up the privacy shield. Lord of the Flies is going on in the back.
Yes.
I can't see
Well,
it.
they're strapped in.
I don't
They
care
can't
what-
do nothing.
Oh, yeah. Lock the doors. Put the child safety lock on. They can't
Yeah.
open it from inside. Do your worst.
Where is the family limo?
You
Car
don't need a,
company.
you don't need a family limo. You just need minivans.
Chrysler, let's go.
They've added so many features. You got the drop down DVD player.
Yeah.
You got the headphones. Just take it all the way. Just
Right.
take it all the way, Honda.
Soundproof.
Put that soundproof shield that I can raise up, and do me a favor, make sure it's blackout too. I don't want to see them.
You don't need to see them. No. You're already their
That's
chauffeur.
what the side view mirrors are for. I can look around for traffic.
I'll do that same thing on the why questions as well. Dad, why is what?
Oh, see, I'll ask. I'll be the one asking the question. Hey, guys, what do you want to do when we get there?
All right, Caleb has a question. He said, would you rather always announce your emotional state the moment that your emotional state changes? So, for example, if you're going from happy to sad, you have to say,
I declare
I am now sad.
bankruptcy.
Or have everyone else announce their emotional state the moment it changes. So the people around you announce it. Boy, that would be just a really small feeling if you're like, you're telling a joke or you're with some friends hanging out,
I am
and somebody
happy.
goes, I am now bored.
Yeah, that can really
I
backfire.
am not humored.
Yeah, that they could really backfire. You know, you're out on a first date, and you're trying to charm, your way to a second date, and they just say,
I'm bored.
Would an emotional state
Yeah,
count
but
as like
let's-
I want to leave?
Let's put it both let's stick with the first date. But then do both scenarios. Either you're announcing your emotional state or they're announcing theirs.
Is that state considered emotional?
Yeah, I know. I know. That's why I just laughed a minute ago.
Oh no.
All right. I think
Well, hold on. How do you have to announce it? Because the way the question is worded, it's in caps. So this person is declaring at full volume, I am now sad. Or is it just a casual comment?
No. It's the whole world.
We're discussing, hey, I'm happy now.
Nope. No,
Or
we're here.
break.
We're at the restaurant on our date, and then I have to stand up and say,
You have to stand?
I have to. Yeah, it's a declaration. You have to stand for all declarations. It's in the Geneva Convention. You stand up and you say, I am so angry right now.
so. Like right when the waiter brings the wrong food,
Yes.
and that impulse that you have that you contain because you want to be polite, when that impulse comes, you stand up and go, I am discontent.
Well, let me tell you, man, we went to Zips the other night, and we had the worst service we've ever had in our life. The amount of times I literally did the look back, stand up out of the booth towards the kitchen,
Really?
look around.
Because of your food?
I almost announced my emotions. I almost said, excuse me, I am very angry that our food. We literally ordered, when we sat down, first thing we did was order chips and salsa.
Oh, man.
Chips.
They were
and
making
salsa.
them fresh.
They sure were. And they were bringing them in from Mexico because 40 minutes later, we don't have
40 minutes?
We don't have chips. We don't have salsa.
What would have been worse if they
40 minutes
yours-
never would have happened
No.
for me in Al Borland. I'll tell you that.
Your scenario where nothing shows up, but what if 20 minutes in they just brought out the salsa, and then you just sat there?
Oh, I would have combusted.
So was
another
this
20
you and the
minutes.
family?
Yes, it was just.
So you had to sit with kids without chips for
And-
40 minutes.
and everybody was getting upset. So if I had to announce my emotions there, it would have been unfortunate for.
Did you get yourself a discount?
They took the hot dog off from my daughter ordered a hot dog. They took that off only because that didn't show up way later when the rest of the food showed up.
Gross. All right, so see, I can't help but think of there was like a Black Mirror episode. If you've ever seen the show, it's kind of like a modern day tech version of like
Twilight Zone.
Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
And they had an episode where you had to wear a badge and it showed like your social network standing. and everybody has to wear the badge.
Oh, I'm crushing.
So I'm thinking of a badge that says like sad or happy or angry or disappointing. Like disappointed.
You know what? I think this would benefit my life.
If you knew what other people thought?
No,
Or if people knew what you thought.
If people knew what I thought, because
without him speaking.
Because they just assume I'm angry
That's true.
because of the face.
Yeah, what does it say? Not as angry as you think?
No, yeah, it says I'm happy, and even like if
Just
I
as
announce
Apathetic at all times. Don't care.
there would be a lot. Don't care.
All right, would you rather? Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to answer. I'm taking everybody else's. I want to know what everybody else is thinking and still bottle up my emotions.
Push it way down.
Just
down to the
bury it
feet.
deep.
Yeah, transparency would be nice in others.
Yes, in others. Yes.
Yeah. Would you rather have to always go number 2 without your phone?
Oh no.
Or always go to the gym without your headphones? Ivan wants to know our preference.
Joke's on you, Ivan. I don't go to the gym. So I'll take that one.
I do, however, own the restroom.
If I don't know what Ivan would had what he would have had to have written for me to give up taking my phone with me into the restroom. That is my sanctuary. That is my escape room.
Why do we feel so disgusted when someone leaves a restroom? Like if you go number 1 and you leave a restroom without washing your hands, you're disgusting.
Right.
If you go number 2 and don't wash your hands, you're out of society.
Stay far
But
away.
if you hold your phone with the hands that are unwashed 1,000 times in a row, you never wash or detox your phone.
But I think that's fine because I'm not.
So you believe all contamination in a restroom is related solely from the wiping situation?
Well,
is that the contention here?
The majority, but you're right. Your phone is a cesspool of disease. I mean, it's just like.
But that's my point.
Yes.
But we don't like. It's like you can come out of the bathroom, you've washed your hands, throw your phone down near your food, and you're like, "Hey, it's no big deal." I just think it's funny because you're both saying like literally you would do nothing. You never want to give your phone up while you're pooping.
And if you could see microscopically, you would know that you just erupted a cloud of fecal matter all over the table.
But we're doing nothing about this.
It's socially acceptable,
There's
so
no-
we're fine.
There's no concern here.
No.
I'm going to delete whatever you have just said for the last 30 seconds from my mind as soon as we're done with this conversation and never think about what's on my phone again because you're not going to ruin this for me,
You know what would be
Andy.
great? They already got wireless charging. Why doesn't it, like, you just put it in a wireless charging case that, like, zaps it with ultraviolet and, like, gets rid of all that fecal matter every night?
How are you going to...
I'm not talking about, like, right in the bathroom. I'm saying every night you put your phone on a little wireless charging fecal matter destroyer.
But then the second you touch it in the morning, it's now gross again.
Well, no, it can't be as gross as 1,000 poops.
It's still pretty
All right.
gross.
So I'm not giving. Look, I want my phone. I would have to be somebody that goes to the gym relentlessly to choose that one.
When we go to the gym, we have a trainer. So going in there with headphones would be really rude.
Well, I would love to put my
Can't hear
headphones
you.
in during the time the trainer's talking.
Yes.
How many reps? No, one.
But I will try to play along with the question, Ivan, even though you already lost. I'm sorry, my friend. But you'll go to the gym. In this scenario, you can still have your music and your phone, but you have to play it out the speaker.
Yeah.
So everyone around you gets to know what music you are actually working out to.
I'm pretty sure I would just go sans music.
Have you ever done an elliptical with no music?
I will be honest, every time that I have ever, and I know this will be shocking, but I have visited a gym and done ellipticals and treadmills and things like
Treadmills?
Yes, Jason has, of course, done a treadmill.
that. Oh, yeah.
It's a
every
leisurely
30
stroll.
A 3-course treadmill.
It's
that
called
sounds-
Sausage McMuffins and a light stroll.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But I have never brought music with me to the gym.
Oh, my goodness. It makes 20 minutes feel like an eternity. When you have nothing, you're like, oh, man, I've been crushed. What do I got left? Like 3 minutes? You're like, you've been running for 30 seconds, sir.
Yeah, that's what it feels like every time.
Yeah.
You guys want to do some life advice?
Yeah.
Spitballers to the rescue.
The Spitwads out there should know we have not seen any of these questions
No.
before this episode, which is why the advice is so good. Fig said when on the highway and you have to merge to one lane for construction, when is the appropriate time to merge? My wife thinks you can wait until the last minute. I think you need to do it after the second warning. What a wonderful question. I have strong opinions. What do you guys say?
Oh, you can get in fights over this one.
Yes.
Because
Oh, I know what you do.
So here's what I do. I'll be honest. It is completely 100% dependent on the time frame of this drive. So let's say I need to get home. We've got an event at home. I'm leaving work, and the daughter's dance recital is at 7, and I've got to make sure I'm home to help out and do that. I am being that guy. I'm going to ride in the right lane.
All the way?
All the way past these suckers sitting there in their 75-car long line who all merged way too early, and I just cut 10 minutes out of my drive. But if I'm like, there's no rush, I'm not. I don't want to be that guy. I don't like the confrontation.
I felt like maybe you're okay with car confrontation because it's like
You
get the windows tinted and
feel like a big man.
someone will always let you in.
Yeah.
And so, but the problem is when I commit to the early merge out of respect for the line, if someone passes me at that point, like when I do the early merge, I do the like half car in to block them from coming up the side. Like I'm taking control of the merge.
Right.
This is my merge now.
And the whole rest of the way you just drive, right?
I drive on that line.
Right.
I absolutely do.
You merge behind me.
That's 100% right.
I am conflicted on this one because it does feel bad to be the person who goes all the way to the front and cuts in. Like I feel bad when I do it. But I have also heard that the research literally says that if everyone would just use both of the lanes and then you do the zipper merge of every other, it's actually way faster for everybody involved instead of you doing the stupid crap where you're like, oh, I got to merge in a mile. I better get in this line now.
Thank you, Mike.
So do you bring out the research and hand it out on the way through the merge?
We just gave it out. We just gave it out to millions of people.
At least.
You have literally changed. I will never early merge again in my life because I stand for a better society.
Experts say.
Justification.
Whenever you need to justify something, you just say experts say.
If I do that merge, the late merge, a lot of times I look confused on purpose. Like,
You look around.
Oh, I didn't even realize the merge was hitting. Whoopsies, let me in. I'm a stupid driver.
That makes you feel better.
It makes me feel better. Yeah, like it's not because if you're in a court of law, what's worse, manslaughter or premeditated murder? I mean, my merges are I want them to appear as manslaughter.
So you're manslaughter merging.
So
Yes.
you're picturing the person in the front who you are cutting off.
They're pissed off at me.
They look over
Yes.
and they're furious.
Yes.
This jerk thinks he's better than everybody
Yeah.
else. But then they see the confused person driving and oh my goodness.
Yeah, I try to look.
This is just a poor confused.
I look
middle-aged
discombobulated.
dad.
Yeah, I'm bobbling things on my lap. I'm real busy. Like I've spilled my coffee, so they feel compassion for me.
Wait, how do they see your lap?
They're in
a semi-truck.
They're in a big rig.
You have to spill as they're looking at you.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Okay, so
Feel bad for me.
Just have food all over your
Look,
face.
I like to get places early with a scalded lap.
I think the truth here for Fig is we've answered it. Your wife was right. It's merged late.
Derek needs help, guys. Derek needs a lot of help. Every day, says Derek.
Bo? Sorry, continue.
One of my
Hold on, no. That's a great reference.
Thank you.
But it's Bo Derek.
Yeah.
It's not Derek. Wait, isn't there?
It's
is
Bo.
there both?
It's Bo Derek, guys.
Yes, it's Bo Derek.
It's
Right.
a terrible reference,
a great
joke,
reference.
Who's
and
the
everything.
fighter?
That was so much worse than what Mike normally does because you threw the first name at the end, and then thought it was a good reference.
Well,
and it's like so old.
I just watched Tommy Boy
Yeah.
the night before last.
Yeah.
And then Derek comes up. It's not going to not happen.
You just watched Tommy Boy?
I just did.
That's
Me
the
and my
only
wife.
movie I've ever seen with Bo Derek in it.
My-
That's the only one.
My wife and I have been on this little kick of just watching really good, funny movies that we've seen before, or just good like we
Right.
watched Limitless. We're out.
I
of,
watched Limitless last night.
Really?
Yes.
So we watched it the night before. It was. Oh wait, was that last night? No, it was 2 nights ago. 2 nights ago was Limitless.
Do we,
last night was Tommy
Borland, do
Boy.
we need to turn off the mics over here? They're having a little session.
But I'm just telling. Look, Spitwads out there.
Limitless is great.
When you run out of all the news shows and the news things to
Impossible.
watch, well, it's just definitely not impossible. I feel like I do that all the time. Every Tuesday, I'm out of stuff to watch. But just go back and watch the great movies, like the ones we already know we love, instead of searching for, like some great movie and then watching junk. Sorry, continue, Bo.
Derek says, every
Bo.
day one of my employees gets up to go to the bathroom. When he does, he likes to announce, I'm taking the Browns to the Super Bowl. At what point do I need to address this, or can I let it continue? Ironically, his name is Jason. So he gets up every day and says, I'm taking the Browns to the Super Bowl. That sounds like a sitcom character.
Now, it's well documented, my love for a good poop joke. This is one of my least favorite poofamisms, as I will call it. I'm taking the Browns to, like, if he just stood up and was like, hey, I got to take a dump. I respect you, my friend.
So you respect
You
that?
don't
I
like the joke?
It's my least favorite.
No, specifically
Specifically
this
this phrase.
So if he was like,
You've
I'm
heard this
dropping the
phrase
kids.
before?
You've never heard this one?
I have never heard this one.
No.
What?
No, never. But so you're telling me
That's impossible.
if Jason
Borland?
stood up, have you heard
Nope,
it?
I've never heard it.
All right.
Apparently, I invented this phrase then, and that's why I'm so tired of it.
If you-
because I've known this for years.
So if he stood up and said, I'm going to drop the kids off at the pool, that's better than I'm taking
no,
the Browns to
you're
the
right.
Super Bowl.
I dislike that one as well.
Yeah, because that one's the worst. I like this one. This one is great.
You
This-
like it because you've never heard it before because you've been living in a cave.
So
How
maybe-
many other employees are hearing this? Is this a small
At least
office?
15.
So 15 people every day hears the moment this man is about to take a dump.
I feel like
That
he,
feels bad for morale.
the guy's just trying to get out in front of it because he feels the shame of he feels the shame of I've been gone for 10 minutes. Everyone knows it, so he's just trying to own it.
What?
Like, that's right. I'm going to the bathroom.
I had a sausage McMuffin this morning.
2 of them. Thanks,
That's
McDonald.
right. I have diarrhea.
So, but maybe he's doing a kindness to the office because, look, I would much prefer to hear this than, hey, I'm going to go take a number 2, everybody. I'm going to go take a dump in the toilet. However, I do want to know.
I like
when
that you added it's in the toilet. Thank you, Mr. Employee. For
Yes, you're welcome.
I'm going to use the toilet again.
But I do want to
This
know
time.
when my fellow coworkers are going number 2. Like that's pertinent information because I assume we all share a restroom.
Right.
And so I need to know, okay, I'm going to hold on to this little number 1 for an extra 15 minutes.
Or is he just giving? Maybe he is the savior of the office. He's
Exactly.
giving people. He's saying you got to take a number 1.
Run now.
Go get it done because I have to take the Browns to the Super Bowl.
Yep, I love it. Yeah, I think we're bringing you around on this one, Mike.
No, you won't.
This show traditionally formulates lots of new inventions and ideas. We live in a smart society. Smartphones in our pockets. I don't understand why at the office we don't have a smart restroom that can detect what has happened inside of it and can set forth yellow alerts and orange alerts and red alerts that just emanate from the.
So like on the outside of the door where sometimes, the
vacants?
lock says vacant or occupied or whatever, you just have a little light on the door.
Yes.
A little warning light of like green. It's all clear. It smells
Right.
good inside.
Right.
Red, come back later or
red
enter
dead.
your own.
Red is dead.
that's
Yellow
not
is
a bad
mellow.
idea. That's a good invention.
I know.
Like I think
And the toilet should be able to know what's happened. And it could, it could grade it.
Toilet
a-
should know.
Yeah, the toilet should know what has happened to it.
I like this because I want the toilet to score my
That's
poop.
what I want. I want a
that's
rating.
good.
I want a rating.
The problem with going to the bathroom is
Consistency?
it has not been gamified.
No.
Everything is better in life when it is gamified. Like, dude, that was a 4-star.
yeah,
Oh,
that
no,
was-
you got to get a full rating. Yeah.
You crushed it. And it talks.
But I want it to be the equivalent of the slam dunk contest where people hold up the placards of
Boom
like
shakalaka.
10, 9, 10, 4,
He's
6.
on fire.
Well, it has a web. Yes, it has a web portal connected to Wi-Fi,
Yeah.
so anyone in the office at any time could go to that page. You from the toilet can see how you're doing right on your phone.
Like words of encouragement coming from the office. You can do it, buddy.
All right.
Never give up.
I think we need to pivot as a business.
Finish strong.
Yeah, it keeps score. I mean, all of a sudden, Jason has another reason to eat more sausage McMuffins because he can score a bigger score.
I'm going for a new high score today.
I'm going for a new high score. Oh, my goodness. All right.
Had Chipotle last night.
Oh.
Going McMuffins this morning.
Hey, Borland, we got time for another life advice, or should we get into the draft? What do you think?
We got time.
We got time. Schmidt has a question, and we want to help.
Jingleheimer.
What are you supposed?
Thank you. Thank you.
What are you supposed to do if
How
you
does
are?
he introduce himself? Like, does he do a James Bond introduction?
Yes.
My name is Schmidt. John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
That's exactly what
John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Sorry.
So stupid.
Update. Thor is still dancing.
Whoa, he is still dancing. Now wait a minute. They say like perpetual motion can't happen.
He's breaking the laws of physics.
We should be able to like get electricity.
This guy can power the world.
Yes.
This is my favorite review we got this week. 5-star review. You are very childish. I like your podcast, but you are very childish. That is
You're a child.
Yeah, no, you are.
Jacob Jingleheimer. Okay. What are you supposed to do if you are walking down a hall and make eye contact with someone way on the other end and way too early? What are you supposed to do during the long walk towards each other?
Dude, this is so real because I will, if I'm walking and I know I'm going to pass someone, I will intentionally not look at them because I want to avoid this. Like I will be looking down or looking off into absolutely nothingness going, okay, now's the time.
Yeah, but this
Look
is,
over. And
this is the situation where you've done it, Mike. You have accidentally forgotten your own rule, and you made eye contact, and it's a good 30 yards.
No, this
I'm
is
turning around.
This is the sole. You're leaving.
I'm turning around.
This is
whatever
the
I
sole
had to do.
reason I own a smartwatch. The sole reason is for long eye contact, so I have something to look like I can be distracted. Like I see you. Oh, I got a notification. Let me check that out on my stroll, and then I'm back.
See,
But they think you're just checking what time it is.
that's the issue.
No, I'm twisted dials,
I know.
bro. I'm moving. I'm swiping on my watch.
Someone's walking past you going, that guy doesn't know how to use a watch.
Yeah.
I say you start a conversation from the get-go. Just no, normal voice. If they can't hear you, that's it's like, hey, did you have a good weekend? And they're way far down the hall, and you just keep walking to each other. But the problem there is, I feel like when you get to each other, you're gonna have to stop.
Oh no! Oh,
There's the expected slow down and converse. So I take back everything I
yes,
said.
thank you. What if you make the eye contact and then you just start running
At them
Towards the
or away from them?
No, towards. Not. I mean, this is not like a psychopath. You're running directly at them. It's just
You just start jogging your path.
Yeah, you now want to speed up the process because you don't want to live with the awkwardness of this eye contact.
I think you just tie your shoe. I think you see him.
Oh, to break it up, and then they walk the rest of the way towards you.
Exactly. Because now you can't look at them or talk to them while you're tying your shoe. Oh, I see them. Look down. Shoe is tied. Go quickly untie it and retie it. That's going to be my move.
Let's look up. All right, I've got a double knot. I'm getting ready.
That's a very similar situation to when you're holding the door too long.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
You're stuck holding the door. And maybe just running as fast as you can in the opposite direction is the key.
I'm telling you, it could work.
The Spitballers Draft.
All right, we're drafting the best video games, but there are some caveats, okay?
Ooh.
People have requested video game drafts for quite some time. I know you all have – look, people have strong opinions on this topic. But here's the rules. We're drafting best video games, but you can only choose one per console in your draft pick. So if you choose something from Super NES or Genesis or N64, PlayStation, whatever, you can't choose more from that same system. Okay? So that's the rules. Jason, I believe, has the first pick of the draft.
He does.
And there are a mountain of options.
Wow.
Speaking
Literally,
of limitless.
all of the options are at my disposal with the first pick. Look, I think I have to do it because of you, Mike.
I was putting off the vibes.
Yeah.
Letting you know that if you pass this game, it will not come back.
Yeah, and look, they're remaking it. It's one of the best video games of all time.
I was sad when you had the first pick, knowing I couldn't take this just to upset you.
Yeah, because that's the thing. That's the thing. I know this is my game. Like, you guys, I'm sure hopefully all three of us have enjoyed it. But, like, this series is, like, my favorite video game series of all time. And I knew that Mike would draft this. So I have to take the game that I feel like...
Dance Revolution 1.
Thank you. Yes.
Oh, I played the crap out of DDR, man. You want to work up a sweat?
No, Final Fantasy is my favorite video game, series of all time. 7 is known by most people as the most popular and the most famous. They're remaking it. It kicked off the PlayStation console to me. So Final Fantasy 7.
It was 4 discs, man. It was ridiculous.
On PlayStation. Unbelievable game. When that train scene happened at the beginning, I've never seen anything like it.
I never played it.
Well, good news. No joke.
I know. They're remaking it.
And it's going to be
Which is good because if you went back to the OG version.
So is that PlayStation?
Yes,
yes.
PlayStation 1.
PlayStation 1.
So that you've got your PlayStation 1 figured out.
It's funny that
And that's Final Fantasy 7?
Final Fantasy 7. It's really funny that, like, you can
I've
go
never
back.
been in that universe.
Oh, it's so good. So, like, if you go back and play Final Fantasy 7 on PlayStation, it's not going to hold up. The graphics just aren't good enough, whatever. But if you go back far enough, like, if you go back to 8-bit, 16-bit, those games hold up. And it's fine. You're totally – like, if I go back and play Final Fantasy 3 from far before – which Final Fantasy 6 in Japan, 3 here. That game holds up.
Nerd
alert.
I'm having such a hard time with this because there are so many games that belong in the upper echelon, and we are going to name 12 games.
Yeah.
Oh, people
out
are
of
there's going to be there's so many angry people.
Probably
at us.
50 games that firmly belong in the top 12 for certain people.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So you've got Final Fantasy 7 for PlayStation.
Here comes Tetris.
No. Shut up.
That's a good game.
I'm going to go the situation here for me is I'm trying to think of what will get past Mike. Mike gets 2 picks. I'm extremely concerned about him taking – man, this is tough. I'm going to go with Super Mario 3.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Super Mario 3. I think that was probably –
it's on my short list.
That's in the upper echelon of best games of all time. Unbelievable. Loved it. Played it a ton. Played a ton of it when it came back out on All-Stars on SNES, but I'm taking Super Mario 3 for the NES.
It's a good pick. I would
I'm so afraid of you taking the pick that I want next, though. So afraid.
I don't think I will.
Okay.
Number 1, I'm going to take GoldenEye for the Nintendo 64.
That's the pick.
That's the pick we all wanted.
You said I don't think you will, and it's the number 1 pick on my list.
It's the number 1 pick on mine as well. I mean, it's just because here's the reason that's a great pick.
I hate you.
I almost took that with the first pick.
Then I would have Final Fantasy 7.
And I couldn't live with that. Like I think vote getting wise and because here's the thing. I don't think there is another game out there because we're drafting 1 per console. I don't think there's another game that represents a console as well. Like
sure.
It was the best game on
Well, no. Here's the thing. And,
I know what you're thinking because I know what the other great game is.
I'm totally blowing my cover here.
There's another first-person game on that series. Perfect Dark is better.
Perfect Dark, made by the same company, is so much better. But,
it is.
But it doesn't have the same res. Like, I feel like when you take GoldenEye, people know that I have taken GoldenEye and Perfect Dark because it.
No, you don't get that's the worst. You don't get Perfect Dark because I might take Perfect Dark.
You can, if you want to take it.
Do it.
I'm just
Do
saying,
it.
if no one takes
Yes.
it, then emotionally people will
Yes.
just connect both of those
Well,
games.
and look, GoldenEye came out before Perfect Dark.
Yes.
So GoldenEye had it broke the mold because it was so advanced and it was so fun and it was so you played with your friends for years. I mean, I broke my fingers playing that game. The Golden Gun?
Couch co-op is it's so sad to me that
That's my favorite thing to do.
that video arcades are dead and that couch co-op it's essentially dead. I know there's a couple games out there that you can do it, but that was the best thing to do ever was if you had 3 friends and you filled out the 4-player game.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
and GoldenEye is kind of the one that really got that going.
Jumping off of that bridge on that first level.
Yeah, even the single player was fantastic.
The single
but
player
it's
was great,
The
but yeah.
multiplayer. So then I'm going to take. I'm glad I broke everyone's heart with that selection.
You destroyed me.
I was very happy to get it.
Would you have taken Super Mario 3?
No chance.
I was trying to choose between GoldenEye or Super Mario 3 and which
No
one would fall
chance.
through, and I guessed wrong.
And this one, I doubt you guys will take it, but it's my favorite game of all time. So I will take Link to the Past for the Super Nintendo.
Okay. I love that game.
It's the
a great
best.
game.
It's the best.
So
game
your Super
ever made.
Nintendo pick, gone. Your N64, gone.
Yes.
And it's back to me, and I only get one choice again. This is tough not getting to go back-to-back and put things together. I'm taking Red Dead Redemption 2.
No!
Number 2. Best game I've ever played. Best game I've ever played.
You're gonna get some recency.
I
Vote
understand
for it.
that. I understand that.
And
But
not to take away
But
from it.
I'm taking Red Dead 2 mostly because I think it belongs in the upper echelon. I really do.
100%.
And I believe it wouldn't get past Jason. So
It would not have gotten past me.
I'm going to take Red Dead Redemption 2.
Wow, man.
Such a good game.
My list
You do
now.
need to specify the console.
Well, he can't take the same game on a different console, though, right? So I'll take it on PS4, but he can't take the same game.
Right,
Correct.
correct.
You just
Yes,
can't take
sir.
another PS4 game either.
Yes, sir. Got it.
Oh, man. I had a list here.
And I'm gonna be real loyal to, just for the record, I'm gonna be loyal to the games that I love.
Right.
In this draft, because there are games that other people love that I never grew addicted to. So
Right.
I mean, I'm gonna be real loyal to that. And so I think at my last couple picks, you're not gonna see them coming.
All right, so I had GoldenEye written down, Red Dead written down. Those are great. There's
It's
one
They're
cute
also drafted.
that you
They're
wrote
done now.
GoldenEye down like it was going to
I'm
go around
just saying.
the entire
I made
circle.
such a. If I was sitting here with GoldenEye and Super Mario, I'd feel amazing. But Red Dead was
a
Red
good
Dead
pick.
2 is amazing.
It's a good pick.
All right, I know one of my 2 here, so I can make that, and then I can tilt
Sure.
off the face of the planet.
Yeah.
Nintendo Entertainment System, the OG
Okay.
in my life, Super Tecmo Bowl, I still argue
I can respect it.
is the best football game of all time.
It's very
It was-
fun.
It was the first game where it was like they started to care about stats. Like you could make your team and play the season and watch out. I mean, I would, be putting up 110 points in a game, breaking all these NFL records. I love Super Tecmo Bowl. And
Now, was Super Tecmo Bowl, because I only played Tecmo Bowl.
sure.
Like, I didn't get up to the super part of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Was it as broken for Bo Jackson?
100. There were a
Like,
few
they
players.
kept
yes.
him
Yes.
and Sweetness, Walter Payton?
I think the most broken was Barry Sanders.
I don't think Peyton was in the
In Super?
I don't think he was.
He was
Super.
he was in regular Tecmo.
Yeah, I don't
there
think
were
he's in
a
Super.
few people, and I think this is going back, but was it Reggie White? There was a defender that was also broken. So like if when you selected that guy, he's just breaking right through the offensive line every time. So, oh my gosh.
Now
Now.
the face tilting begins.
Now the face tilting begins. I mean, okay, so I can't go PlayStation. I can't go regular Nintendo. Super Nintendo, I would have gone Super Mario 3. There's a lot of great games.
Super
but-
Nintendo, you would have gone Mario 3?
Wait.
Mario 3 was regular Nintendo.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. I am really
You are upside
I am-
down right now.
I am upside down. There's a lot of great games out there. I'm going to go with what I wrote down because I was making my list of games that I thought really they're just special for different reasons. This one is special for my son and my both boys. They love it. I am taking for the PC Fortnite. It is the most popular game out there right now. I am a huge fan of Ninja, and I'm taking Fortnite.
How many hours have you played Fortnite, Jason?
I have watched my sons
How many
play
hours
Fortnite.
have you played Fortnite, Jason?
I would say 2.
2 hours total?
Yes.
Best game of all time.
I didn't say best game of all time. Best game of all time is...
But we're drafting the best games of all time. And to you, a game that you invested 2 hours of your life, you're like, that's one of the best games ever made.
Here's the thing.
This is the absolute lowest point of any Spitballers draft.
No.
And he hasn't said anything, but his face tells the story.
No.
I've been blinking at the camera. If you thought two sausage McMuffins was low, this is a whole new level.
I'm not.
This is a whole new level. If
even
the people
your
reward
face-
you,
No,
if
no.
the people reward you for this, you should
it's
be
not a bad
eviscerated.
pick. This is not.
No, it's not a bad pick.
I have.
It's a
You know what?
disingenuous
people
pick.
will
It
not
is not
respect
a-
this.
it is
people
not
will
a
not respect
disingenuous
this
pick.
because nobody will make Fortnite is not in the it's not even in a state connected to a state that would have greatest game of all time.
The best part about this podcast is that there's a video version. And Jason, you can use
on,
all the
break.
words all you want. Your face
So you just
has
fine.
completely given you away that you know that this is
I
just
love
an
the intro.
absolute travesty.
This is in honor of my son. Love the intro. All right.
That's fine.
Right.
That's
That's
fine.
right.
He's
I'm going
fair.
for votes.
Thank you.
You do your worst.
I respect you again.
All right. Hey, you have
Try
what?
to
What's your team so
sell
far?
that snake oil.
Oh my gosh.
I've got Final Fantasy 7. I've
I'm
got
so
Super Tecmo Bowl,
tilting.
and I've got
Fortnite. Yeah. All right.
heck
The
yeah.
classic masterpiece that stood the test of time.
That's right. Hey, sometimes the most popular games right now are the games that are
the
on our
games
mind.
I want you to vote for.
I mean, you took Red Dead. I was going to say Red Dead.
Super Mario 3, Red Dead 2 are my 2 picks, and I'm going with Halo. I'm taking Halo.
That's upsetting to me.
Yeah,
because Halo was my next pick.
Yeah, buddy. I owed you one. Halo was unbelievable. I had many of the same characteristics that GoldenEye had for
Yes,
the experience on the N64. Halo reappropriated that to the newer consoles. Amazing co-op.
Yes.
Amazing multiplayer, and stood the test of time in a way that, obviously GoldenEye never has. Generations of Halo players. Halo is definitely in the upper echelon, so I'm feeling good about that.
That's a great pick as well.
What console?
Xbox.
Yes, Xbox One.
Yep.
Or no, not Xbox One. Xbox the original.
Yeah.
Because the new one is called Xbox
Yeah,
One.
yeah.
that's
Yeah, you
my
can't
bad.
call it one. Xbox the number one instead of Xbox
O-N-E.
O-N-E. Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
So, yeah, your turn,
All right.
Mike. You got your last 2 picks.
My first pick of the last ones, I'm going to take an absolute dramatic masterpiece that it's not very often that a video game can get you to feel. Final Fantasy VII, I will include it in that one. But I remember playing the beginning of this game, and it got to a very emotional point, and my wife looks over at me, and I am...
Are you crying?
And I am crying, and she makes so much fun of me.
Oh, I know what you're going with.
Do you?
I think I do.
I don't think you do.
I'm going to write it down.
Okay, you write it. I'm going to take The Last of Us for PlayStation. Oh, did you know?
Wow.
Last of Us.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes,
so The
sir.
Last of Us for PlayStation 3.
Well, I was trying to think of the beginning of a game that can make you cry, and there was
You
no
got it.
doubt to me that was the
you
one.
got it. Got me good, and on top of that, the gameplay, everything about The Last of Us is it's one of the best games of all time. Fortnite,
And so Last of Us
look,
is
Fortnite is still on its peak.
Last of
I
Us
mean,
is for
say whatever you want.
PlayStation 3.
PlayStation 3. Okay.
Yes,
Are people still rocking that game? Because they're rocking mine.
they
I
are.
think they're done with Last of Us.
They are. They remastered it for the.
Well, they're not
PS4.
old enough to even decide whether or not it's the best game of all time because they're not of age yet. But anyway, so you've got what are your picks so far?
So far, I've Link to the Past for Super Nintendo, GoldenEye for the 64, Last of Us for the PlayStation
Yes.
3.
This is fun, by the way. This is
Yes.
very fun.
Yeah, it's
I like this draft.
nostalgic. It's great.
Whoever came up with this idea had a couple slices of McMuffins. Mike, your last pick.
So man, I'm torn here. Before I make my final decision, I will show a bit of the hand here. Arcade. Is the arcade counting as a platform.
I believe so. We said beforehand the Oculus would be a platform.
Yeah,
it's
you
not
you going Ninja Turtle?
That's what I was going to go with. But
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with it.
It's a video game.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you were going to say like pinball as a genre, I would have had a problem with it.
Right.
But
'Cause it's not a video game.
I would take a very specific
yeah,
pinball game.
so if
Medieval
you take a
Madness.
specific arcade game,
I'm going to take Ninja Turtles
okay.
for the arcade.
Which one?
The first one.
Okay.
The first one. So that
Yeah.
if you want to take Turtles in Time and
No, Turtles in Time's amazing. That's SNES. I'm not taking it. I'm looking
Turtles
at
in
you.
Time was in the arcade as well.
Yeah, I'm just looking at you. Just I think respecting your game.
Oh, thank you.
I think respecting
I appreciate that.
your game in more ways than one here with the votes. Ninja Turtles co-op
Yes.
doesn't really get any better. Turtles in Time, same experience, amazing. I have a number of picks that look. I have to take one more. Monkey Island gets a shout out here.
Oh, dude.
For the PC, I'm not taking it.
Oh, Monkey Island.
Monkey Island was amazing. I am going to choose wrong. Right now I have Red Dead 2, I have Super Mario 3, I have Halo, and I'm going to take World of Warcraft for the PC.
Yep.
It's going 15 years. 15 years of World of Warcraft. And I'm trying to think, Mike, much like you, it's rare to have a game. You want a game that connects emotionally with you.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that it's been, lampooned in the public eye at times for, being super addictive or being super nerdy.
Oh.
But there's no game that I ever play. And I grew up when I first played World of Warcraft, I didn't know what the genre was. I didn't comprehend that I was in this open world with other people. I was just totally blown away. Completely didn't understand what leveling was. Like I wasn't part of the what came before it that I'm thinking of.
What, just the actual Warcraft games?
Before World of Warcraft, the other big EverQuest.
EverQuest, yeah.
I wasn't into that. So World of Warcraft broke the mold. Obviously, the most successful game of all time, like from a sales perspective, and no game have I ever had nostalgia for. That game, I would come back and play it years later because I felt like I had life memories that happened in that game. Areas of the game, running through the barrens or running through raids and stuff like that. It was just like a part of my life.
So it's like a game that you played for more than 2 hours.
Correct. I would
Huge.
Unfortunately, a lot more than 2 hours.
You and me both, brother.
A disappointing quantity of, and you and I even have memories in
Yes.
that game that are filled with laughter.
I believe I've
Years
heard,
of my life.
That's the
in that
PC.
game.
I
Yeah.
have heard incredible tales of
Yes.
when you guys were working together at our last company. You guys had a dragon that you could give rides to
Yes.
people, and then you would take people, and they would pay you to take a ride, and you would give them a ride, except halfway through you drop them to their death.
We'd drop them into volcanoes. We would drop them into foreign cities.
Oh,
and then we would laugh until we couldn't breathe.
The best part of that story is we would be talking to them through text, like, "I hope you're enjoying your ride."
Oh, yeah.
and then you would start role playing, like, "Uh-oh, something has gone wrong.
Oh, no. What's
I'm
wrong?
going down."
It was extremely fun.
Oh, to be on the other side
Well,
of that, to be the person that's getting this ride, seeing these messages, and then all of a sudden you drop to your death.
It was so great. There was
Too much turbulence.
too much turbulence on this dragon. There was a time in my life when like you'd get on the game and your friends were on. Like you'd meet your friends on
Right.
the game, and that was cool. So World of Warcraft rounds
That's
it out.
great.
There are
Hey.
so many other games that I would have loved to take.
Update. Thor is still moving.
Holy
is
crap,
still
Thor
going.
is still moving.
Impressive.
All right, once you make your final pick, I want to give a couple more shout-outs.
All right, so I'm deciding between three, and I think I know what I'm going to go with.
Tic-tac-toe.
I will.
Oh, here comes Minecraft.
Oh,
Oh.
Minecraft would be a great pick.
How many hours have you invested in Minecraft?
I've actually played quite a bit of Minecraft with my
4
son.
3
hours.
Here's the thing that you guys don't realize. Okay, in my
I like to win.
I like to win.
Yeah.
No, so I've played Red Dead Redemption 2, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And outside of that, in my like adult with kids life, spending 2 hours in a video game is pretty much like top of my list.
Sure.
Of
And that's
video
why
game time.
you dig into the classic systems that we know you actually played.
Right. Well, and
well,
I've
you
done
don't
that.
because
I've done that. Super Tecmo Bowl
Yeah.
got me through a double hernia surgery when I was young, and I couldn't do anything.
Really?
So I played
As a young man, you had to have a double hernia?
Mm-hmm. Well, I didn't have
If
to
it was
have a
a
double
single-
hernia. I had one, so I had to have surgery.
If it was a single hernia, he would have played regular Tecmo Bowl.
Right. Yeah, but I had to go super. So here's some games. The last game that I really played a long period of time and is very interesting is the Skyrim series.
Oh, yeah.
I actually
Yeah,
played
yeah.
more of Oblivion.
You did. I remember you loved
I
Oblivion.
loved Oblivion.
Yeah,
And
I think that would be a pick that people would respect.
well, I'm not going to take it because I played way more of Oblivion than Skyrim, and Oblivion got overshadowed by Skyrim. So I think it would be seen as taking the wrong one. So I'm giving that a shout out.
I did that with my GoldenEye pick.
I also give I give a shout out to the Grand Theft Auto series.
Yeah,
I played that back in the day.
If you had not allowed the Ninja Turtles pick, I was going to take.
Perfect Dark?
No, I was going to take one of the Grand Theft Autos.
Yeah.
yeah,
I will tell you which one after you select your
Well,
pick.
I am not taking that either. I know my pick.
It was going to be 4.
So I started. I take Grand Theft Auto 4. No, so I started to take this before Fortnite but I was tilting when I said that the Super Nintendo game that was gone was Andy because he took Super Mario 3.
Yeah.
What I think of as like the greatest game ever, but I was confusing that
With Super Mario World.
with
With the
Super
one that's
Mario
better.
World, with the one that is unbelievable.
Super Mario World is unbelievable.
Super Mario World is just like that. When that game came out,
Is that what
it
you're
was-
taking?
Yes, 100%. Super
That's a great
Mario
pick.
World.
Yeah.
For
I played
the Super Nintendo.
I probably played more Super Mario World than Super Mario 3.
Yeah, I mean, my
was a bigger-
sister and I.
It was a really big game.
Oh, you could play that thing
First system I had.
ever.
But I think Super Mario 3 was more groundbreaking, and I think Super Mario 3 was for its time. So I was factoring that in.
Sure.
But I respect it. That was one of the 2 shout-outs I was going to give. I was going to give a shout-out to Super Mario World and then a shout-out to Donkey Kong Country for SNES and Zelda Breath of the Wild, which has enamored my family for a long time.
Some Mario Karts.
I feel like
out
if
there.
you're going with
Mario
another,
Kart's great,
if you're
too.
going with another Zelda, you would have to take Ocarina.
Some people say that, but I think Breath of the Wild's a better game.
I apologize to Final Fantasy 3, my favorite game ever, that I didn't even draft.
We'll probably have to do another video.
What
games
did you guys?
at some point.
What did you learn on the show today? Other than Jason's an incredible Fortnite fan. That's what I learned.
Hey, Ninja follows me, so it's as much for him in my pick.
So wait, hold on. So is your plan this whole time after
It's
you
to
take
get Ninja to
He's trying to
retweet.
get a retweet from Ninja.
I might have to do what I got to do.
Jason Moore gets
I'll be done with-
500,000 votes.
Show 50 will be our last if that's what happens. Mike, what'd you learn on the show today? Do you got anything?
I learned it's more of just a bringing it to top of mind that everyone's phone is disgusting.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
I learned that Honda and other makers of the minivan need to make the soundproof roll-up.
Oh, or the limo.
Yeah, I like the family limo. Kids will love it.
Should be able to detach the back half if they get too loud.
We'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in. Goodbye.
Thanks for listening to the Spitballers podcast. To see what other nonsense the guys are up to, check out SpitballersPod.com.